You're learning with 9 to 5 English. Business English for the workplace. Hi, Tim here with another 9 to 5 English lesson. In today's lesson, we're going to learn how to disagree with ideas. People disagree with each other's ideas all the time. In fact, disagreement isn't just natural, it's necessary. How else can we sort out the good ideas from the bad ones? But disagreeing with people isn't always easy. If you're not careful, you can make people feel hurt or angry. So, how can you do that? How can you tell someone you don't like their idea without upsetting them? Well, one thing you can do is avoid stating your disagreement too strongly. For example, you can say, "I'm not sure that's a good idea." What you're really saying is that it is not a good idea, but it's softer if you sound a bit unsure. The word might can work this way as well, as in, that might not be the best way to go. And notice that both these ways of disagreeing focus on the idea, not the person presenting the idea. Focusing on the idea can help reduce the risk of upsetting the person you're disagreeing with. Another way to carefully disagree with an idea is to use a special expression that softens your words. A couple of good ones are, "to be honest," and "I'm afraid." Starting a sentence with these expressions can help your disagreement sound more polite. How about practicing these different ways to disagree? You're going to hear some examples. After each example, try repeating it yourself. Ready? Let's give it a go.
I'm not sure that's the best option here.
I'm afraid I don't totally agree with you.
To be honest, I think that would be difficult.
Well, that might not be the best way to go.
So, we've just practiced some simple ways of disagreeing carefully. But there's another really effective way to disagree, and that's what I call the yes, but approach. With the yes, but approach, you actually start by agreeing or saying something good about the idea. Then, you use the word but to introduce your disagreement or the reason why you disagree. For example, you might say, "Good idea, but we don't have enough time." Or you could say, "Yes, this option is cheaper, but it doesn't look very nice." Why is this yes, but approach effective? Well, it shows that you have an open mind. I mean, if you can say something good about the person's idea, then you've clearly thought carefully about it. You're not just disagreeing to be difficult or to start an argument. Now it's your turn to practice using the yes, but approach. Remember to repeat each example after you hear it.
Good idea, but nobody has the time to make it happen.
I see what you're saying, but I'm not sure I can agree.
Although it costs less, I really don't think it's as good.
Okay, so we've practiced some different ways of disagreeing carefully. But sometimes you don't want to be careful. Sometimes you want to make it very clear that you disagree, and you're not worried about making someone feel bad. In this situation, you can say what you think very directly and clearly. For example, you might say, "That's out of the question," or "There's no way we could do that." Both of these expressions mean that something is impossible. Another way to disagree strongly is to ask a question like, "Do you really think that would work?" What you really mean is, "That won't work." But by asking a question like this, it makes it sound as if you're surprised that someone might actually believe it's a good idea. One more way of disagreeing strongly is to tell someone they must be kidding or joking. Of course, the person isn't really joking, but saying this makes it sound like their idea is terrible. Now, let's practice these expressions for disagreeing strongly. Once again, repeat the examples after you hear them.
Do you really think that would work?
That's out of the question.
There's no way we could do that.
You've got to be kidding.
So, we've learned some different ways of disagreeing with ideas. But how do these expressions sound in a conversation? Let's listen to a short dialogue between two coworkers. They're talking about whether or not they should hire a person named Jill.
Okay, it's clear to me that we should hire Jill.
I'm afraid I don't totally agree with that.
Well, she's got a lot of experience.
I know experience is important, but she's not a good fit.
As you heard, the man disagrees carefully with the idea of hiring Jill. Then, when the woman mentions Jill's experience, the man starts by acknowledging that experience is important before he disagrees by using the word but. Now it's your turn to practice. We'll repeat the dialogue, but this time we're going to beep out the second speaker's words. You will have to say those parts yourself. Remember to start by disagreeing carefully. Then you can use a yes, but approach to comment on Jill's experience.
Okay, it's clear to me that we should hire Jill. Well, she's got a lot of experience.
All right. We've learned some great ways to disagree with people's ideas carefully. And we've also practiced disagreeing strongly with ideas. Be sure to tune in next time when we'll start learning how to talk about your personal background. Until then, so long and happy learning.